Is the timing between you and Tyrod Taylor going to be a work in progress, or do you think it's going to be there immediately, starting now?
I think we always work to get better each week at practice. That's what practice is for. The game just has uncontrolled variables, and we got to adapt to them as fast as we can.
What's your reaction to playing so many snaps and getting so few targets?
I think I went out there and, served my purpose that I was supposed to do, whether it be distracted safety, get somebody else open. More than anything, I didn't even think about the targets until somebody mentioned at the end of the game, but I was just going to keep on running until I got the opportunity.
So was the game plan to use you as a decoy?
I wouldn't say that. I just think it depends on who we playing, the uncontrolled variables I mentioned earlier. You got to adjust to it. Going in, you might be a part of it, and later on, you might take a lesser role. So.
Did they do something to take you away? One of those variables?
They play bracket coverage a little bit, but it's nothing I think that we're not prepared for, or something that we haven't practiced against. But there's a lot of activity going on in the field all at once, just to.
You get why it would sound a little surprising to us to hear you say using you to distract the safety. I mean, it seemed like you'd be the prime focus of the game.
Yeah, well, the focus can be exactly that. Can be distraction for a defense. I think that it keeps their focus on me, and allowing Jarvis to get open, allowing Rashad to get open, allowing the run game to develop. And if that was the case, then I had no issue with it.
On the play that became a pick late in regulation, was that more an example, the right down the right, you remember the play, but was that more an example of, it's a rainy day and the ball's not going to get thrown well all the time, or an example of you haven't had that much time with Tyrod yet?
I wasn't really for sure what had happened back there in the pocket. But I'm sure, plays could always be better, and we're chasing perfection. And when you fall short, it just shows that there's room to grow. But whatever happened back in the pocket, I was out there just running my route, and the ball came out. I got to adjust to the ball as I see it. If it's short, you got to try to make a play on it, try to knock it down or something. The guy was in a good position to come down with it, unfortunately.
On a field like that, is there no way to come back on a ball? It's like you're kind of skidding, going fast, and you're going to skid one way, and you just cannot come back on a ball.
Sometimes, physics can take over.
Josh, why are you guys confident that you guys can flip the switch offensively in just a matter of a week?
Flip the switch. We weren't really trying to look for to flip the switch. We want to come in with it already turned on from the week of practice, and training camp, and hopefully never have it turned off ever. But as the game goes on, it can get smoother. You can get in rhythm, and it can pick up. It can go faster. But it really just depends on how the flow of the game's going.
I don't know if you were asked this after the game, but were you surprised you were on the field for the first play after all that was said?
Yeah, actually, I was. I was definitely surprised.
And then were you surprised that you were not on the field for the next two series?
Not really. Not at that point. No, I think we got back into the game plan. I think, and I knew I was going to get my opportunity at some point in time.
And then one more surprise question: were you surprised that you were played so much the second half, or was that discussed at halftime?
Yeah, actually, it was. It was discussed at halftime. We were going to switch up the game plan a little bit, implement me a little bit more. See if we could do the stretch the field, isolate corner, and see if we can get going down the middle of the field. I mean, so I was prepared for it. We make adjustments throughout the course of the game, like on the fly, and we have to adapt to it as quick as possible. So.
Did you think you'd play as much as you did? You ended up with 69 snaps. And how did you feel physically coming out of it?
Physically, I felt great. It was good to get that experience and that feeling underneath you, especially overtime game, the weather and everything, the amount of snaps and reps. it's good for my body to feel that. But I feel great now. I felt great during the game. It was just good to see that my motor was at a decent point at that late in the game.
During that
First
game,
play.
during that game where the post play where Joe Hayden axed it away, did you think he hit you early live? And then have you seen the replay and it sure looks like he grabbed your helmet?
Yeah, definitely pass interference. But that's just how the game goes. Some plays, some calls are made, some aren't. You just gotta
Josh,
get back up.
when you see Marshawn Lattimore on tape,
Mm-hmm.
are there similarities to Denzel Ward or not?
I think they're two different styles. Completely.
What is his style, Lattimore's?
Lattimore, I mean, if I really had to compare, he seems. If I am comparing, I'm thinking more of like a Joe Hayden type. He's real cerebral. He's got a high IQ. He will guess, which can leave him vulnerable.
Is that what happened in their first game?
It looks as though they got exploited a little bit.
To go back to the first play, was the call that was made during the game different from the one you guys expected?
Which call was that?
The first play of the game when you were on the field?
Actually, yeah, it was originally I thought it was going to come a little bit later, but in that first drive,
When did you know that you were going out there for the first play?
Really, like right before the offense went out on the field. I think I heard one of the coaches mention it during pregame, but I wasn't really too sure about it. It didn't really make sense at the time. And then right before the offense went out, they told me to go out there. And I was like, okay, all right, well.
In terms of playing in a dome, both you and the cornerback are on a fast track, and there's no wind and all that. But what kind of advantages do you have in that kind of calm environment as a wideout?
I love playing on turf. It's a fast track. You know what you're going to get. You don't have to worry about the elements. More so crowd noise, but as long as you keep your eye on the ball, you shouldn't have to worry about offsides or anything.
When you watch the film of the Saints defense and you realize they gave up 48 in week 1, do your eyes open and do you see a lot of opportunity there?
Yeah, I think you have to. As offense, watching film, you have to see exactly what mistakes were made on their part that we could try to exploit as well. And it's going to take this week of practice, I think, and the diligence to make sure we key in on those.
Despite the bracket coverage and some of the focus the Steelers paid you, did you still feel like there were one-on-one opportunities that, going back, if you get those same looks, that you guys will be able to exploit?
Yeah, definitely. I wish there were a couple ones we could get back, one-on-one opportunities where they didn't bracket or where we were in a personnel that they didn't match up well with. And I think sometimes the defensive line got a good rush, pocket collapse or, what have you. Or I was on the backside of the play, the last read. So you definitely wish, some things could just be altered in, the course of the game. But definitely can't look back anymore.
Do you think
Tyrod mentioned that on the pick at the end of regulation, that there was a little miscommunication between you two. He took responsibility for it, but what was supposed to happen there?
I think maybe he was referring to probably looking back at the ball a little bit earlier, I think, if I could think of anything. That's probably what it might be, as opposed to a downfield pass, like towards the back of the end zone. That's probably what I was thinking. And considering the pressure in the pocket he got throughout the course of the game, he was probably thinking a lot quicker. Yeah.
Do you think the offense can have a huge turnaround from week 1 to week 2?
I think we have to. I think the NFL that's the biggest jump for most teams is after that first week. And for us, we got to take off in a big way.
Josh, you would always talk coming into the season about the most important thing is to get wins.
Mm-hmm.
And in the opener, you play a game where you get 6 turnovers, have a chance to game-winning field goal, after a comeback.
Yeah.
Emotionally, where does that leave you?
Conflicted. It's great to see the team's resolve and effort and just like, the determination to just will your way back into it. That just shows the amount of mental fortitude this group has. But we take that and as well as a winning game plan and capitalizing on opportunities, a lot less penalties made, and I think the outcome is a lot different. We don't end up having to depend on a last-second field goal in terrible weather and conditions to try to win the game. But a tie is better than a loss. You know, it's not a loss, and we got the rest of these 3 games in this first quarter of the season, so to speak, that we look forward to attacking and getting out as many wins as possible.
Josh, Ty has taken a lot of heat for only going 15 of 40 in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Does he deserve all the heat that he's getting for that?
No, I don't think it never falls on one person. I think that's just how the course of the nature of the politics of the game goes. It's always going to fall on the head coach or the quarterback in some type of way. But we all know that's not the case. Everybody plays a part. Everybody has a job and a role to do, and if somebody falls short, the rest will take the brunt of that. Unfortunately, it's definitely not all on him. No.
And how confident are you that he's going to play more like the Ty you guys are expecting week 2?
He's as resilient as they come. I expect nothing less from him but to bounce back in a major way. He's as motivated as he's ever been.
Excuse me. You played the end of last season, so you have a little bit of a flow, I suppose. But is this a completely different thing, coming back at the start of the season and getting into a whole season? Does it feel like something brand new?
Sure, you can say that. You can say that. It's been since my rookie year, But to me, when I'm out on the field, it feels like another opportunity to just play the game. It feels like a game, just kind of one at a time, not necessarily looking down to see I got 15 more to go, in a bye week. I'm not really seeing it that way. So I'll take it one game at a time.
Last week in the
Last one here?
middle of the week last week, you said we're all counting on Myles Garrett to do something to impact that game. So as it unfolded, what did you think of his plays there in the fourth quarter?
He met my expectations. Definitely did. And I think he met his as well, and I think he knows he could take it up another level. And we look towards guys like that on this team that are in that starting position to get big game changers for us and game breakers.